Hey guys, welcome back. I don't know if you have picked up on this or not, but as of late, SCUMP and Dashy have been playing out of their minds. Yesterday's video, SCUMP absolutely went crazy, and in today's video, as we hop on board with him here, he goes insane again. And actually, there were a couple members here from OpTic that had really good maps, so you'll see as we get towards the end. We'll bring up the scoreboard, we'll break everything down. But in this one, little bit of a different point of view. In this one, they're actually playing WESTR, which is the AM team that is basically winning every amateur tournament that's really out there. I made the push and it is what it is. But before Paris actually announced their team, in my mind, if I'm Paris, this AM squad of Zaptius, Gravity, Venom, and Paul X, they're winning everything. So if I'm Paris, you can probably get them, if you're worried about money, you can probably get them for like the league minimum, and they were winning everything. They were beating, the teams of like the old vets that haven't had a squad yet. They were just winning, and they were winning everything pretty convincingly. Now, for what it's worth, in this scrim, they didn't really play great. So when it comes to map count overall, the only map that OpTic lost, which is a little bit surprising. I expected them to be better, but the only map that they lost was Raid. And I don't know, I expected them, obviously, heck, SCUMP and Formal were playing that competitively during Black Ops 2 when it first came out in 2013. I know it's a little bit different, and the games have changed, and the mechanics and the movement and everything has changed. But I don't know. It just seemed like a bigger map with some longer lines of sight. Figured it would be one that they're good at, and they just haven't really played great on Raid so far. In the video that we did yesterday, in their first day back, they went 3-2 against Seattle. Really, there was one map that they should have won, so it was really 4-1. I know you can't really say that too much, but it was, that last map was pretty close. And the one map that they didn't play well on was Raid. And it's the same thing in this scrim. So they're just not playing great on Raid. It's one of those, I'm sure that it'll come eventually, and we'll see what happens from there. But as we're hopping on board here, P1 went decent for both squads. OpTic played it well. The best thing that OpTic did is they kept the score close, and they were able to maintain spawns for P2. Once it went to P2, they got a full 60, right? They got basically every second inside of P2, which is why the lead is where you see it right now. As it rotated over towards P3, it looked like SCUMP had possibly one more kill there in the back. If he was able to pick up and get one more kill, they probably would have been able to flip spawns, but since they didn't, well, now it looks like they are getting this spawn over towards Garage, which isn't great, because as it goes towards P4 and then eventually to P5 on the left-hand side of the map, it is best. I know that, again, we talk over and over again on this channel how you can really hold P5 on this map from either the left or the right side. It is better to hold it from the left, get inside of P5, have those spawns, get map position, push out a little bit further towards top bridge, and if you can be holding P5 and be pushed out towards mid-map, you can easily get a full 60. However, if you are getting this spawn that you're seeing OpTic get right now, I like the fact that SCUMP's pushing over here towards bridge on this left side, P1 side of the map. But even if you are coming from here, if you get a team wipe, you're going to be able to get pushed up. You're going to be able to watch those longer lines of sight. So it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world that can happen. But if you're thinking of how to play this map perfectly in terms of rotations, it's best to try to get P5 from the other side. So those have to get a team wipe and then get pushed into P5 and then hopefully get another couple kills. You see it happen pretty often. Shouldn't be the hardest thing that you've ever seen. It's not like breaking P2 back in Hackney Yard, right? Back in Modern Warfare, that was a little bit different. And you even see them right now. Right now, they were able to get a couple kills. There for a second, there was nobody inside of P5. So 1 or 2 kills, you should be able to get the pressure off the hill and then push up towards the hill and gain map positioning. But overall, I personally still think there's probably about 5 weeks left, just based off of nobody knows when that first event is coming out. But just based off of some of the things that, like, at one point in time, Envoy let it slip, that it seems like we're probably 4 or 5 weeks away from our first event, which the first home series really isn't an event at all, I don't think. They haven't mentioned how each of the home series is going to work. They have said that there will be 3 home series that leads up to a major, in which place you'll have, you know, the double elimination tournament and everything just like it used to be before during the CWL. But the actual format, all we know at the moment is that there's going to be 6 teams for the home series. There's going to be 6 teams in one group, 6 teams in another. And that's really all we know. We don't know if there's going to be, unless I missed it. I mean, it's perfectly possible that I missed it. But at this point, we don't know if there's going to be, you know, there'll be group play, and then there'll be seeding, and then an elimination tournament or whatever. That's the stuff that we don't really know. But I'm sure we'll find out soon enough, right? But best thing about scrims is that we are into this second set of rotation, and we can actually listen and hear exactly what OpTic is talking about. So with that, let's go ahead. Let's listen in. Let's hear exactly what they're trying to do. Obviously, as they head towards P2, you want to try to push out this back part of the map so you can gain these spawns for P2. So let's listen in as they try to gain these spawns, push out P2, and push out their lead a little bit for more of that effort.
Yeah, we spawn here.
Inhale, Paul.
I'm trying to pick up the pinch.
Playing for green heavy.
I'm back alley right now.
Top
Back alley.
Top green, one shot. We.
Yo,
Top
two
green
on
ran.
satellite. Pinning out alley.
2 green again, child.
Yo, watch out top
Out
green.
of the map, Paul. Out of the map, Paul.
No
Yo,
trophies, guys.
one
No
more top
trophies.
Clutch.
Yo, top green. Two.
Jump.
Green, flying hill, flying hill. Venom.
He's hurt. They flash.
I know,
One more
Venom.
backside hill. I hit him
Yo,
like
shit,
he's
it's-
like half health.
And I will just say real quick, as I'm watching this all transpire, OpTic took 35 seconds of that hill to push out those back spawns. And if you're thinking about it, unfortunately, you're in a massive hole if you're WESTR. But if you're really looking at it, that if this score was closer, that's a win, right? Because now I think they are spawning out. I think that the spawns have flipped. But had WESTR been able to keep those spawns for P3, they might still have them. I can't quite tell based on the minimap where people are at. But if WESTR was able to hold those spawns for P3, then they were able to flip spawns for P2, get the first 35 seconds, and then when there was only about 20 seconds left or so inside of P2, they got pushed out. But it's not the end of the world, especially if it's a close map, because now you're going to have spawns for P3. That's not exactly how it worked out. I wish we were in Codcaster mode so we could see the minimap and exactly what's happening on rotation. But it seems like maybe it was Formal and Dashy, or maybe Envoy was in there. I know SCUMP obviously wasn't. But they were able to push out the back of P3. So what could have been an opportunity to come back for WESTR, it just didn't come to fruition. But let's go ahead. Let's listen back in.
Wow, green.
Almost big no.
Yo, tools. One's tools.
Is he
Tools.
close to our corner?
Yo, time. Yeah, he's probably laying down.
Who's dead?
Our tools, front of you.
Oh, top cat. He's
Red
going. Cat and rails. He's left side cat and rails. Rails, not rails.
Open your left side.
Yeah, I'm gonna call.
Up green,
Yeah.
up green, up green, up green.
Both light street.
Oh, lights me.
Stay down on time. Stay down on time.
Rails. Rails after you, so we can once.
Go mid tanks. Mid tanks.
Mid tanks on me.
One top green, too.
Then
On time. Paul dead.
nice
Top green,
light
up green, up
spawns or
green, up green,
something.
up green, up
Top green not peeking me.
green. I'm sharing
Yo, he's on time. On time. Venom.
Another one lights.
Green,
Lights
top
right now.
Gravity, top green weak.
Lights push dead.
I'm
Bottom
dead.
mid.
Top green, gravity. Last guy.
I have
I'm
time.
hitting left. They're gonna be green.
Dead on time.
Hardpoint is secure.
Pick up left. Oh shit.
We're top floating, Sam.
We're gonna. One guy's on time.
On time. Got me.
Bottom mid dead. One more square.
Head top green on me, too.
I'm watching your green push. I have your green.
Square. One bullet. Venom.
One guy's on mid. Mid dead.
Going off this.
Yo,
Oh, bottom mid got me.
Outside of
one
lights.
more mid. He's P5.
Behind you two. Behind you on
No,
time.
dead, dead.
We fled. This is
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I'm holding.
flip.
I'm holding green. I'm holding green.
I'm holding right at.
Yeah, we should be watching the initial push. They're gonna be square.
I will say, as we kind of watch that setup there from OpTic,
Green dead.
it is possible to hold P4 from the right side of the map, obviously, as this map's going to come to a close. But I really like the fact that they were able to push up into P4, and then once you're inside of P4, all you have to do is just watch that choke point towards P2, and then also just watch the push over towards P1. And if you can cut off those 2 lanes, you can sit underneath Nest right there, underneath green, and just look at the choke point and get kills as people run through there. So I think they did a really nice job there. SCUMP, again, 40 and 21 overall. He went on a little bit of a streak, so his score was basically double everybody else's, but Dashy also had 5,300 damage, really notable there. As we look across, not a ton of high scores here, so maybe not the best map out of WESTR. But overall, I think in this scrim, OpTic was able to take care of business. So if you're new around here, you enjoy these sort of breakdowns, make sure you go ahead, hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you don't mind, as it really helps promote the channel. And with that, thank you guys so much. We will see you in tomorrow's upload.